And happy Wednesday to you all. I'm Meteorologist Mike Javer, and guess what? We have another smoky day upon us today as near surface smoke makes its way into the region once again, as easterly winds from high pressure to the northeast will keep us a little bit on the cooler side today, though. Temperatures in the 70s and low 80s across the region, so certainly not a really warm and muggy day. It's going to feel quite comfortable out there, but we just have the smoke to deal with, and I see it out here once again. It does not make me the happiest guy, but the smoke is going to be unhealthy for sensitive groups here. As I have mentioned here, this is for people that have respiratory issues and kids and the elderly people. So if you fall into one of these groups, limit your time outdoors today and take breaks if you have to do yard work or anything like that to prevent any issues with this smoke. However, I do have some good news. I brought up the wind bars from the HRRR and the dew point for tomorrow, and I'm beginning to see this high pressure move south just a little bit, which is actually going to help to change our wind direction for tomorrow. It's going to prompt from an easterly wind to a southeasterly wind, which means it's coming from that direction, so it's going to be moving up to the northwest here. So this wind shift is actually going to help to remove some of the smoke tomorrow, and I think tomorrow will be a much better day in terms of the smoke. So tomorrow will probably be our first day without an air quality alert this week, and it'll feel really good to remove some of this smoke, as we're not going to have the precipitation to get rid of it. So we need some kind of significant wind shift to really get this smoke out of here. Other than that, a slight chance of a shower or storm will be possible today and tomorrow, although really low, 20% chance of precipitation over these next 2 days, so most areas will continue to remain dry. However, the Climate Prediction Center hazards map has us located in the slight risk from 813 to 817 for excessive heat, and even in the moderate risk up here for portions of New England for 813 as well. So we're watching for another heat wave beginning 810 to 812. Details a little uncertain on when that's exactly going to be, but it's pretty safe to say that temperatures will be climbing back up into the 80s and even 90s across the region over the next week or so. So I will be keeping an eye on that. And I have mentioned this, that summer's not over. So if you're a summer lover, don't panic yet. Summer is not over. We are still only in early August, thank goodness. However, here's the last thing I wanted to share. I was trying to come up with something new to share today, and I brought up the Weather Prediction Center's total rainfall through next Wednesday, and this really caught my eye. Look how dry we're going to be over the next week or so, and this prompted this cacti symbol across the region just to show you how dry it's really going to be. I mean, over the next week, places might see up to a quarter inch, maybe at best. There's some places that might not even see rain at all, and that's being shown here through like the Valley Cities, through central PA, and even in the southeastern PA. And maybe even the Poconos, maybe just seeing a little bit of that upslope flow, some showers with that. However, we're going to be really dry over the next week, which could be a little bit of concern. I don't think it's going to prompt too much of a problem when it comes to a drought issue, but it's safe to say it's going to be pretty dry over the next week. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that and keep an eye on the drought monitor just to see if anything pops up. I doubt it based on how saturated we've been, but it's just something to keep an eye on. And that's all I have for you guys today. Happy Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Mike Javer.